Hello and welcome back to another Kooky corner of YouTube. If you've seen our needle felted soaps video, this is a kind of follow-on from that, a briefer follow-on. So I suggest that if you haven't seen that, go and have a quick look at that. If you're interested in felted soaps should I say, and now I'm going to needle felt on top of them in order to create a pattern. Now if you look at this one, I've made a start on this one already, and probably this is its final form because this is my first one, so this is the first attempt at needle felting into soap, and I have to say I found it quite easy. I was kind of wondering how it actually worked, needle felting into a soap, but it worked really well. So this is my first one. It's kind of like a flowery, circulary, whatever you'd like to call it. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it's that anyway. So yeah, it worked really well. So that one is now ready for me to go and stick in my shower and use. So this one was the oval one. This is the pear soap, and what I've done here, I've cut out, I have some yellow or jonquil if you want to be posh, jonquil pre-felt. That was the word I was searching for. And I'm going to try and do something on this soap background. This is all now dry, mainly dry. I wouldn't say it's fully 100% dry. But then when it goes in the shower, it's not going to be dry anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much. So I've got my little spider full of felting needles, and I'm going to attempt to do a little bit of pre-felt because the other stuff I put on my other soap was a roving, kind of a tops roving, some kind of thing like that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically it's just some odd bits of tops that I had hanging around in the box, which I will also be dipping into for this. When you are needle felting into soap, please do not, I mean I say this in anything that you're needle felting, don't wiggle your needle around. That will break it. It literally will break. It will fly off. You can kind of felt in an angle and do it a little bit slower if you wanted to. Also, when you needle felting, you only need to go up to where the barbs are. Don't go any further than that, because otherwise that's just going to make you a big hole in your work. I'm not even sure what grade this one is because it's not one of my Heidi Feathers needles. It's one that I had loosely hanging around in my box, so I don't even know. I think it's probably a triangular by the look of it. It's a triangular needle of some degree. I'm very useful today, aren't I? I'm probably also wobbling the camera when I'm doing this as well, but I do apologise. But I just thought you'd like to see the process of needle felting into a soap. And if you can see that now, that's going really well. So if you want defined shapes, my thought is that pre-felt is probably the way to go, because you can actually cut shapes out of the pre-felt. Let me just grab a piece of pre-felt to show you. So rattle, rattle, rustle, rustle. This is the pre-felt. It looks like felt, it's just the stage before it's properly pressed. So if I, for example, grabbed that corner, you can literally pull it apart. If you can see that it's not properly a felt yet. Oh, that's why it's called pre-felt. But it holds itself, I don't know what's happening to my voice today, it holds itself together enough for you to be able to cut out shapes like I did with the circle on this one. So if you wanted something definite, like I know Lulu, who did the felting with me on her soap that she made, she wants to do get some words together, she would like to needle felt her logo, which is Paul the dinosaur, onto the front of it. Now I have suggested to her that we could make some flat pre-felted shapes ourselves and she could cut them out, because I think that's, if you want something really, really definite, unless you are an expert needle felter into soap, which I am not, then maybe getting some definite shapes to work with is the way to go. Okay, so we're going to go into my box of scraps of things. These are all bits left over from other projects that I've made. So I just want to get something to add into this. I'm kind of, I don't know what I'm thinking actually. I'm kind of just thinking, because this is a nice kind of bluey, cooly colours, I want to go for something a bit more hot to be a contrast to it. There's lots of nice little pieces here, kind of like that, because there's a bit of that inside this felt. If you look quite closely, there's tiny little bits of purple and pink, and there's also little bits of orange in there, so I might go for something like that as well. You don't really need much, you really don't need a lot to do this with. So pop that out of the way. So you can see that's needle felted in quite nicely. It's all very well attached. And now what I'm going to do is figure out what I'm going to do with this. I don't know. Let's see if we can get some kind of a, I'm trying to be very symbolic, I think, with this. I'm going to go with a spiral, see if I can spiral onto it. Try and get this going. I think this needle might be a bit too big. Let me see if I can find a finer one. Ah, that's better. This one is obviously smaller and finer. It looks like it is another triangular one as well. So we can get a bit of my spiral going. Anyway, I hope your week has been very nice and relaxing or enjoyable for you. Mine has been super busy, and it's nice to have some time to spend in the studio just playing again. I have been making lots of things for my Etsy shop, so I've been doing quite a bit of felting for that as well, and also working with felt, so not just felting, needle felting, but working with sheets of felt. I made a set of donuts that have gone into my shop. Ooh, I nearly broke my needle then. I'll be concentrating. I'm just going to let you watch me do the rest of this. I think it's going to be the way. So there we have it. It's a very simple design. Obviously, as I practice, I may get better at felting onto soap and different techniques. If you've got any ideas about this, please do put them in the comments down below. I'm always happy to read comments, especially if they're giving me help in improving on my technique, which is always a good thing. So those are my 2 soaps. I think I'm quite happy with how they turned out. I hope you want to have a go too. So yes, as I said before previously, do pop along to the video on how I and Lulu felted some soaps, and this bit was equally as enjoyable. In fact, it's much more restful. Just needle felting into the tops of them, which I found worked really well. Just remember, when you have done, just to wipe, don't wipe that way, don't stab yourself, just wipe down your needle felt and put it back in its holder to clean off. Thank you so much for coming by, and I hope to see you again very shortly with another video. Please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and I will see you very soon. Ta-ta!